Hello, 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 and welcome to the Epic Transformation Online Summit. Thank you all so much for joining us here. Me and 25 phenomenal speakers bringing you the 12 attributes of wealth. And I'm so excited tonight because I have with me Miss Cheryl Howard, who is going to bring us the attribute of wholeness. So I'm so excited. Let me just tell you just a little bit about Miss Cheryl. She is an inspirational and empowerment speaker, transformation strategist, and best-selling author. She is affectionately known as the spiritual midwife and prophetic speaker, pushing authors to live their visions, dreams, and passions, break through barriers towards success. She is the founder of Get Your Life Back, inspirational life coaching on YouTube. Y'all know y'all like that YouTube stuff right there, right? And she is also a mother, a speaker, entrepreneur, mental health professional, and all of the above. On top of that, she is a licensed cosmetologist. Y'all just don't know. I'm so excited to have people who are well-rounded and all over. She specializes in helping individuals heal from traumatic experiences and break past self-sabotaging acts and supports and everything that they have going on in their lives. Miss Cheryl, I am so excited to have you here with us tonight. Thank you so much for joining.
Yes. Love it, love it, love it. well, let me talk about.
So as you all know, I always say, get your pen, get your paper, and take copious notes, because I know that Miss Cheryl has some golden nuggets for us here tonight. Miss Cheryl, you can take it away, girl.
Good evening, everybody. I'm so glad everybody is here. She already introduced me, so I don't need to go into that, but I do want to talk about wholeness. I have a passion for wholeness. I'm a holistic individual. Even as a licensed cosmetologist, when my clients will come into the salon, they came in for their hair to get done. I'm like, no, you need to take care of your body, your mental, your spiritual, all the inside, all the internal stuff, and then we could work on all of the external stuff. So I have a passion for wholeness and being holistic, because so many times we enter into our jobs and careers and ministries or all the different things that we're doing, but we neglect a lot of the other areas, like our spiritual being is so important, because anything that's inside, going on the inside, is definitely going to permeate and affect everything that we do. Business, career, like I said, ministry, all of living in your purpose. So if you neglect that area, your emotional state, your mental state, it is going to come out. And one of the things I do as a mental health professional, I work with a lot of leaders, whether in ministry or in their career and business, and I always use wholeness as one of my approach when I'm working with them, because a lot of times, again, they so excited about things they want to do, but then I see a lot of symptoms. I know leaders who, ministry, for instance, they preach angry. And so, I'm looking like, okay, this is coming from a place that we haven't dealt with, unresolved issues. And so when you think of the word wholeness, you have to think of everything working in a harmonious state. Everything in harmony. I've come away from the word balancing our life, because it's not balancing, it's about everything working in harmony. So giving every area of our life attention that it needs. And that deals with the physical, our relationships, our spirit, our mental, our emotions. So it's so important for us to give ourselves over to those areas and work on those areas. It's wonderful to go after the money. It's wonderful to have all these material things that we want to have. But guess what? If you're not feeling well, if you're sick, you can't enjoy it. If your spirit is messed up, if you got all these resolved issues going on and it affects your emotions. And let me tell you, a lot of times we make decisions based on our emotions, and those emotions end up dictating our life and the behaviors. So wholeness as well, dealing with those self-sabotaging behaviors. A lot of times we do things and don't even know why we're doing it, or why we find ourselves in the same situation over and over again. Guess what? Again, you neglected some of the area that you needed to develop or you needed to heal from. And the fact is, when you're whole, when everything is you're not broken, you're not damaged. Yes, we all come with issues from our experiences and our past, and we bring those things with us. But I think the main thing is if we pay attention and become self-aware of what we are going through inside, we'll be better for the people that we serve. We'll be more healthy, we'll be more whole. And I believe when you have that approach to life and things that you do, you'll be in a better position to offer your whatever your service or whatever your business is, whatever you do, you just be in a better position to help those around you. And it's funny because even in the field of work that I'm in, your clients know when you're going through something, when you're not whole, when you're experiencing, because a lot of times it comes out and you end up projecting it on other people. So that's why I think it's so important that we pay attention to that. Not only that, the physical is important, what we eat, exercising, and you talked about drinking water earlier. I heard that was so great. Drinking a lot of water. And to me, again, I go back to the cosmetology because a lot of times I have clients come in and one of the symptoms they have is dry hair, their hair coming out. I'm like, are you drinking water? No. Well, that can be the main reason why your hair is coming out. Again, you're neglecting another area. You want to come in and have this glamorous looking hair, but you have to take care of your body, your physical body. So it's so important to deal with that, with the mind, even our relationships, having healthy communication, understanding what's going in that inner noise inside of our head. And when I say inner noise, I mean the problem, the trauma, the self-defeating thoughts that we have. Guess what? That comes out in relationships. It comes out in our professional relationships, on our jobs, and I see it all the time when I do counseling, when I do coaching. And so I'm always one to go underneath. Let's deal with that. One of my specialties is trauma-focused therapy because, again, we have to deal with that, your whole being, your mind, spirit, body, and soul. So you cannot just focus on one area of your life. So I deal a lot with the unresolved issues, those broken, those damaged places, the trauma that we experience sometimes when we're young. And I go to our childhood because a lot of times we don't like to go there. But the truth is a lot of things that we carry and a lot of things that affect us today goes way back to our childhood. And even working with people, I have worked with people who deal with rejection and fear. And I find out that a lot of times they grew up in an environment where they weren't allowed to express themselves. They weren't allowed to be creative. And so they grow up with the mentality of they fear away from opportunities. They fear away from promotions because there's something inside of them that says, I can't do that. They still hear that critical voice, that negative critical voice. And again, they need to deal with that area because that will block you from growing. And that's why I get into dealing with the self-sabotaging behaviors, because that sabotages everything that you do. You won't step out. You won't take a chance. You won't even take risks. So it's just so important, I believe, Robin, to just pay attention to everything. That is wholeness. Paying attention to what's going on the inside of us, understanding what's behind the anger or the intent. Even in communication is so great. It's so good to understand, okay, the way you communicate, how others receive your communication, and the intent behind it, and the noise. Being more empathic, meaning being able to understand the person that you're communicating with from their lens, from their experience. Again, you have to do all the inner work before you can come to that place of having a healthy mind and a healthy mentality and everything else. I'm just trying to think about everything I deal with when it comes to wholeness. I talked about health and nutrition, important. Taking care of the body again, eating right. Eating right helps you to even feel better. Sometimes you eat the wrong foods, you have a bad diet, that affects your mood. And a lot of people don't believe that. It affects the way you communicate with other people. It affects your thinking. You can't think straight. You can't concentrate. Again, that goes to having enough water in the body, exercising, taking your vitamins. And we don't realize how important these other areas are in our life. Again, paying attention to everything means harmonious, everything working together in a healthy fashion. In our relationships, how we get along with other people, how we treat our family members, how we raise our children. If we don't take care of ourselves, we're not going to be the best parents. It comes out. You know how many parents I talk to have a lot of issues and they project it on their children and it turns into abusive situation and they don't pay attention to themselves. They always want me to fix the child. And I know you need to work on yourself. You need to work on yourself so there can be some kind of a harmony with inside the household. So these are the things that I deal with, and it goes to transformation. So this is like the perfect topic, epic transformation, because it is epic. You have an epic outcome when you start doing the work. It is so important to do the work. A lot of times we get lazy. We don't want to do the work. But you know what? That dark cloud or whatever it is you battle with, it follows you. Whatever you do, it's like it's always there. And you're not dealing with, it's like not dealing with the elephant in the room. You're not dealing with the issues, these issues. So look, the Bible says out of the heart flows the issues of life. So those issues travel with you wherever you go. So that's basically it with the wholeness. I know I got a few more minutes, right?
Well, let me ask you a question. Let me ask you a question. Now you got a few more minutes.
Okay. Yes.
If you could give us one tip or just one little bit of advice or anything that you can give us, if as far as wholeness, what is the one thing we need to change our mindset to, stretching or from getting from the past or stretch to something new? As far as wholeness, what is one tip you can give us to change our mindset?
I think one of the good things we need to pay attention to is unhelpful thinking. Sometimes we have unhelpful thoughts, which is critical thoughts, negative thoughts. Changing your language. We have to change our language, how we perceive things. The only way that's going to happen is changing our language. One example is, if you're the type of person who's very pessimistic, you're always looking for the worst to happen, ask yourself, what is the worst that can happen? And try to go back and see, well, if you've done this before, what was the outcome? You're still here, you're still alive. So changing the language from a negative to a positive, start becoming more positive, forward thinking, become more positive in your thinking. Don't think of the worst situation. Think of the positive situation, the what ifs. A lot of times we have those what if this happened. Well, what if these other wonderful possibilities happen? Look at the positive side of things. And I believe, and this is something I practice in my own life, one of my strengths is having an eliminate mentality, where I've just always been very optimistic. So I've used my strengths to help build other people up in those areas, and especially that area, again, of having that self-defeated. And I battled with that before coming up, having that self-defeated voice telling you can't do this, you're not going to do that. I don't even know why you're trying to do that. And what I've done in my own life is turn all that to a positive thing. So, okay, so what if the good, what if I focus on the good that can happen? So I think it's getting the unhelpful thinking. That is not helpful to you to have those negative thoughts. So you need to delete those negative thoughts and replace them with positive thoughts. So that's one tip I would leave with you. And to become more, what's the word I look for? Introspective, that's the word. More introspective, looking within inside yourself and deal with those thoughts as they come, because those thoughts haven't helped you in the past. And if you know they haven't helped you in the past, then you need to change your language. And I believe when you start professing the positive things, guess what? You attract positive things toward you. You attract positive people toward you. Again, that's living in a harmonious state. So believe it or not, you do attract what you are. You do attract according to your behavior. So if you're always negative, you're always going to find yourself in a negative situation or around negative people. So change those, and then you're changing your thoughts will help you to change your feelings. And change your feelings will help you to change your behavior. So that's how everything works together, basically.
All right. And if I could just ask you one more question.
That's all right.
You are the founder of Get Your Life Back Transformation here on YouTube, and so how do you use your videos and how you serve and just getting people out? How do you focus on that empowerment, that inspiration, that transformation? How do you use that and the way you get your message out to people as far as bringing back the wholeness and, getting people to that next step?
Well, I love, I call myself an inspirational strategist because I love to inspire people. I am faith-based. So a lot of times you will hear me refer to scripture because that's what helped me at the end of the day. And really that's dealing with the spirit man. We deal with the flesh, but we don't deal with the spirit. So I like to inspire people. I talk about empowerment. One thing I've learned, Robin, that's so awesome. I had a teacher in college and when I was going to social work school, and it's what she said stays with me. A lot of times we say, I'm here to empower you. But what she taught me was, I can't empower you. I can give you the strategies and the tools you need so you can be empowered by implementing those tools and strategies. And that's what I do. I'll give people tools, I'll give them strategies on YouTube or on my website, on the videos, and give them the tools they need to empower themselves. And I like to inspire. I like to let's help people walk through things. A lot of times, again, I deal with trauma-focused, even ministry, trauma-focused approach, dealing with the underlying issues, because a lot of times that's what it is. So I utilize YouTube for that as well, to reach more people. Also for ministry, because I am a minister as well. So I try to minister to people, but I minister to them again in all areas of their life, so that's how I utilize that media stream.
Awesome. And so if you could just tell us just a little bit more about you and your business and how you serve others in your business.
Okay, so I've taken everything I've learned as a mental health professional, social worker, pastoral counselor, and built my own, business or coaching business and pastoral counseling business to help serve other people, utilizing everything, not only the things that I've learned, but my own walk. A lot of things that I've went through. I call my business Get Your Life Back Inspirational Life Coaching, because I understand, or I've been through experiences where I had to literally start my life over again. After going through a divorce and being abandoned, just me and my daughter, I didn't have a high school diploma. I was 30-something years old. I had to literally go back and get everything, go back to school, start from scratch, GED, associates, bachelor's, master's, and literally get everything back. And so what I like to do in my own, how I serve other people, is really help them learn how to live in a purpose, live and walk in their purpose, really going back to their childhood again and thinking about all those desires and things they like to do, because it's something that I've done. I always like to inspire people. I always like to counsel people, and I understand there's such a need. What I love about today, Robin, is that now people are more open to counseling, especially in the African-American community, understanding that mental health doesn't mean something has to be wrong with you or you have to be diagnosed with a mental health condition. You can be dealing with depression. Most of my clients battle with depression, anxiety, PTSD, those things, and a lot of times those things tied to something that happened a long time ago. That is trauma. So in my business, I focus a lot on trauma and transformation. Once we understand the root of a thing, then we work on the transformation. Then we get into positive psychology, where we focus on how can you live better today. And then I walk my clients through those strategies, and I help them create a master plan for their life, basically. How are we going to live the rest of our days out? Now we understand the problem. I think it's important. Some people don't like to dig there, but I do. So that's why I'm different at. I got to touch the root a little bit, because I need to get an understanding. And one of my favorite scriptures is, in all you're getting, get an understanding. I need to understand your path, where you came from. I need to assess all that, and then I can kind of walk you through, okay, how can we live better today? So you can really call it existential coaching as well, because now we're going to turn everything you've been doing wrong. We're going to work on all of that. We're going to get past, we're going to heal and all of that. So dealing with healing, all of that. I inspire. So while I inspire people, because I feel it's just so important to have somebody there to kind of push you and inspire you, speak life into you. People need to be spoken life into. So this is where the prophetic speaking coming in. Prophetic doesn't always mean foretelling. It means speaking life into somebody that may be going through something. They may not have a support system. I may be the only support system they have. And in many cases, I'm that only voice in a lot of my clients' life, that they constantly hear something to make them feel good about themselves. So that's why I have the inspiration behind what I do.
Awesome. That was so awesome. So if you could leave us with one success tip, one tip for 2017, what would it be?
Well, one thing I'm focusing on now, and I will admonish everybody else to focus on, is become more compassion and empathy focused. caring about what I've learned. What helps a lot of us is when we reach out beyond our own circumstances and we help other people. A lot of times that helps us to feel great because we're getting out of our own stuff. We're not focused on what's not working right, what's not going well in our lives. And literally when you go out to help other people, you give yourself life. You actually feel energy coming towards you. So I believe we become more compassion focused, reaching out to other people. Empathic, meaning understanding other people's situations, lending yourself to other people in a sense where you can kind of look at life through their lens, not only your lens. When you look at life through their lens and their experiences, you get out of your own self. And what my clients found is that is so helpful because now you come out the depression, you come out all of that stinking thinking. So become more compassion focused and more empathetic towards other people. I think it's important.
Thank you so much, so much. So what I want you to do is tell us just a little bit. Do you have something going on? Do you have an event or something? What you got going on in the world of Get Your Life Back?
So what I got going on right now is I started a tour, a city tour, and I'm connected with so many different people, talking to single women. So it's the Single Woman of Purpose workshop where I'm going to different cities. So if you know a group of females that are single, you connect with me. And really, again, dealing with the wholeness, not only that, learning how to turn their purpose and their passion into a business and all that great stuff, but learning how to put themselves in a position where they can be found not only by their husbands, but by good opportunities to come their way. So that's a lot involved in that. I am offering, free 20-minute strategy sessions and it focuses on transformation, but kind of assessing and getting clarity on what area it is that need to be transformed, and then offering some strategies in that 20 minutes that can kind of help catapult a person into the right direction. So I got those two things going on right now.
Awesome. Thank you so much. Ladies and gentlemen, you have heard from the beautiful Miss Cheryl Howard. Thank you so much for being here. As always, share this event, the Epic Transformation, out with your friends, co-workers, colleagues, family, whoever you have in your life and you feel that they could use a transformation for the year of 2017. Thank you all so much for joining. Share this out, and I will see you all later. Bye-bye.